Very good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss our next topic of our theory of machine one subject, and first in it, which is nothing but the spur gear. In our previous lecture, we had discussed what exactly the interference is. Okay, and because of the interference, what effect it is getting on the gear tips. That is what we discussed yesterday or in the previous lecture. Now let's revise that interference again, and then we will discuss what are the different methodologies or the options which are available to us if we want to avoid the interference. Okay, that is what we will see. Now let's understand first what exactly interference was. That is what we had discussed. From this the particular diagram, we will see what exactly the interference is. If suppose this diagram already we had discussed, but briefly we will see. This is what these are the basically two different gears. This one is the pinion and this one is the wheel. Base circle of the pinion, pitch circle of the pinion, addendum circle of the pinion, base circle of the wheel, pitch circle of the wheel, addendum circle of the wheel, and their respective radiuses. Okay. Now, if at all this will this radius of an addendum circle, okay, this is what is the radius of an addendum circle. If it is greater than O to M, okay, right now this radius is O to K, isn't it, or this radius is RA. But in case if this radius is greater than O to M, then in such a case this point of contact K will be somewhere over here, and what it will do, it will try to interfere in the whatever gear tooth profile which is there on the pinion. Are you getting me? So this is first case. In second case, if this particular array of pinion, radius of an pinion, means addendum radius of an pinion, is greater than O1 to N, then this particular gear tooth or pinion gear tip will interfere in the gear tooth profile of the wheel. Because of this particular interference, it will undercut or it will remove some material from the each other's what we can say gear tooth profile. So this kind of undercut or this process of removing the material from the gear tooth is called as an undercutting. So this undercutting is not an desirable property for all of us, or for the gear to function its for its gears function. So it is not a desirable property. So interference is an undesirable property. In your oral examination, you might be asked whether interference should be there or not, whether undercutting should be there or not. So you must answer that it should not be there. It is an undesirable property of an gear tooth. Okay. So now if it is an undesirable property, then we must avoid this undercutting or we must avoid this interference, isn't it? So there has to be some methodologies by which we can avoid the interference. Okay. So those methodologies we are going to study today. Out of which first methodology is nothing but the critical or minimum number of teeth to avoid the interference. Okay. So if we have minimum number of teeth on the gear tooth, which is on the pinion and which is on the wheel, then certainly we are going to avoid the interference. Okay. Now see, Let's see what exactly it is stating that. In order to avoid interference, the minimum number of teeth on gear should be such that it results the base circle to lie below the dedendum circle. Are you getting me? Base circle should be lie below the dedendum circle. These minimum number of teeth are called as critical or minimum number of teeth to avoid the interference. Now, if base circle or if dedendum circle, if base circle is below the dedendum circle, then it can be ensured that interference will not be there. Okay. Now, what are the minimum number of, what should be the formula for a minimum number of teeth? That is what we are going to see. Okay. Now, for that particular thing, we will consider one triangle. From this particular diagram, we will consider one triangle. Okay. So what is that particular triangle is? That triangle is nothing but O2PM. O2PM. So this is that particular triangle. Okay. And this is nothing but the this angle of O to P. This is nothing but the 90 degree. Okay, and this is what is the R radius, and this angle is phi, which is nothing but the pressure angle, isn't it? So if we consider this much part, then we can comment about the minimum number of teeth to avoid the interference, or what is the formula for the to avoid the interference. So for that thing, uh, in particular, this formula is what we are having is is T is equal to, this is the small t, number of teeth on the pinion. Small t is nothing but the number of teeth on the pinion. Capital T is nothing but the number of teeth on the well. So this is well. M is nothing but the module. That is what we had discussed in the terminologies. Then small r, it is what is the pitch circle radius of an pinion. It can be calculated by mt by 2. M is the module and small t is the number of teeth on the pinion. Okay. Then capital R is equal to pitch circle radius of the wheel, which is equal to mt by 2. Again, m into capital T means number of teeth of the wheel by 2. Okay. This is what is about small r and capital R. Then gear ratio. This is an important thing, gear ratio. So this gear ratio is equal to capital T by small t, which equals to capital R by small r. It is a ratio of number of teeth by radius of an gear. Okay. Then phi is nothing but the pressure angle. Then AW. Okay. This is what is the one coefficient or the value, maximum standard addendum of will to avoid the interference. This is what is the maximum standard addendum of the will to avoid the interference. Okay. And capital AW is the addendum coefficient of will. Okay. Then AP, capital AP is addendum coefficient of an pinion. Okay. Now the formula through which we can get capital T, that is nothing but the minimum number of teeth on the will, is equal to 2 into AW upon, in particular bracket, and in under root 1 plus 1 upon G in bracket 1 upon G plus 2 into sine square phi minus 1. So this is nothing but the formula for the minimum number of teeth required on the will in order to avoid the interference. Similarly, same formula will be there, but in that particular case, for the smaller t, some little change is there. So what that change will be, 2 into AP, that is nothing but the coefficient, what addendum coefficient of an pinion, into upon G in bracket under root of 1 plus 1 upon G in bracket 1 upon G plus 2 sine square phi minus 1. and this is what is the minimum number of teeth required on the pinion in order to avoid the interference with the will. Okay, now in case if the pinion and will have equal number of teeth, okay, in case that pinion and will are having equal number of teeth, then in such a particular case, then G will be 1, because you are aware G is what, capital T upon small t. If both are having 1, then in such a case above equation becomes capital T is equal to small t, which is equals to 2 into AW upon in bracket under root of 1 plus 3 sine square phi and minus 1. So these are the equations by which we can get the minimum number of teeth on the pinion as well as on the wheel, or on the smaller gear or on the larger gear. Okay, this is one method by following the minimum number of teeth requirement on the what we can say gear. If we follow the minimum number of teeth on the pinion as well as on the wheel, then we can avoid the interference. Now there are other methodologies too to avoid the interference. Okay, so we will see those methodologies one by one. Now, first method to avoid the interference is if the situation demands that a pinion and wheel may be required to be designed with the number of teeth less than the minimum number of teeth calculated from the above equation. Then interference will be there, isn't it? In such a case, the following methods are used to avoid the interference. Means what? If suppose if we are designing the if we have obtained the minimum number of teeth for the pinion as well as minimum number of teeth for the wheel, but still we are not able to meet those requirements, we are not in a position to follow these requirements, and what will happen if those minimum number of teeth are not there, then interference will be there. So in such a case, if we want to avoid the interference, how we can do this, that we will discuss now. Are you getting me? What is the condition? So for that thing we have another methods. So very first method is modify profile of the tooth. Modify profile of the tooth, that is nothing but the first method by which we can avoid the interference. Now see how we can do it. To avoid the interference, the portion of the flank of the pinion, are you getting me? To avoid the interference, the portion of the flank of the pinion tooth which lies below the base circle and the portion of the face of that wheel tooth which engages with the pinion is made cycloidal instead of involute. Okay, so shape, meeting shape has been changed. Are you getting me? See, suppose these two gears are there. Okay, this is what is the uh, this is what is the pitch circle. Are you getting me? And this is what is the pitch circle of the wheel, and this is what is the pinion. Now this upper portion will be in contact with this lower portion, and this upper portion will be in contact with this lower portion of the wheel. So we have to make this profile so that they will match with each other. How? See, above the pitch circle of the wheel, we will make the profile as an cycloidal profile. This is going to meet with the this particular profile, means this particular profile. Are you getting me? So below this pitch circle, we will make that particular profile as an cycloidal profile. So cycloidal will not be have any interference problem. Then above the pitch circle, involute profile, and below the pitch circle of this involute profile. So involute will meet with the involute. So there won't be the possibility of an what we can say interference. Okay. So by this we can avoid the interference. This is the first methodology by which we can avoid the interference. Thus, the profile of the teeth is partly involute curve and partly a cycloidal curve, which is as shown in the figure. So by doing this, so what we can do? We can avoid the interference. Are you getting me? So means we are going to manufacture two different profiles on a single gear tooth. Are you getting me? But that is having one condition. Above the pitch circle, if we are talking about the pinion, above the pitch circle, it will be having involute profile. Below the pitch circle, it will be having the cycloidal tooth profile. But in case if we are discussing about the wheel tooth, above the pitch circle, it will be vice versa. For the pinion and the wheel, it will be vice versa. Above the pitch circle of an wheel tooth, it will be cycloidal profile, and below the pitch circle of an wheel, it will be an involute profile. So by having the partial curve, we may ensure that there won't be the interference, and as there is no interference, there will not be undercutting. Are you getting me? There will not be any sort of undercutting. So this is what is the first way by which we can avoid the interference if in if it in case we are not able to meet or we are not able to manufacture the number of teeth which we have obtained from the formula of minimum number of teeth or critical number of teeth. Are you getting me? So that's it for this particular lecture. We will see the different another profiles or another methodologies to avoid the interference in the next lecture. Friends, if you have any kind of suggestions, please do contact me so that we can make our what we can say lectures interesting. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All the best.